The more you reveal your pain, the more you may become a target for those who want to take advantage of or hurt you. While this doesn't always happen, it's unfortunate that many people find joy in seeing others suffer, or even contribute to making things worse. This jealousy and cruelty are present in many people and can indeed hinder your personal growth in various areas of life, be it at work, in friendships, or even in family relationships. Therefore, learning not to show your weaknesses can become your greatest strength. Imagine yourself as a tree in the middle of a storm. The leaves may flutter and the branches may sway, but the trunk remains solid, deeply rooted in the earth. This is the portrait of silent resilience that we are going to explore. You will become stronger when you are not easily affected by external challenges or internal struggles. Each challenge is an opportunity to learn to stand firm like a tree, not letting the rain drench you or the wind knock you down. This isn't about denying hardships, but about choosing not to be overwhelmed by them. Learn to become the master of your own fate, steady, strong, and calm amidst chaos. In this video, we will discuss 18 Stoic principles from Epictetus, a great and renowned philosopher you've likely heard of. I invite you on a journey of self-discovery, where strength doesn't come from the noise of thunder, but from the quiet light that illuminates the path. So, for the next few minutes, set aside your daily distractions and focus fully on this content. If you find something useful or inspiring in this video, feel free to hit the subscribe button and give us a thumbs up. We'd love to hear your thoughts, even just a quick "keep it up" in the comments. Let's begin. Principle number 1. Listen twice as much as you speak. Have you ever wondered why we have 2 ears but only 1 mouth? According to Epictetus, this is not a coincidence or a mistake of nature, but a meaningful arrangement. It reminds us that listening should take precedence over speaking, not for us to fall in love with the sound of our own voice, but to appreciate and value the voices of others. In life, progress doesn't come from repeating what we already know, but from learning from others. Every person you meet has valuable experiences and lessons, and if you listen carefully enough, you will uncover treasures of knowledge that you never expected. We often think that talking more affirms our position, but in reality, listening is the key to true understanding. When you truly listen, you not only learn something new, but also build deeper connections with others. It's a way to expand your mind, cultivate empathy, and grow intellectually. Remember, listening is not a passive act, but an art of understanding. So, from today, spend more time listening to those around you. Don't rush to respond or defend your own viewpoint. Let the words of others help you expand your knowledge, rather than simply repeating what you already know. Listening not only helps you learn from life, but also makes you wiser and more respected. Make listening a daily habit, because it not only helps you learn, but also builds meaningful relationships. Those who listen are often the wisest, as they know that true value doesn't lie in their own words, but in what they learn from others. Principle number 2. Mentally prepare for the worst possibilities. Anxiety often stems from the belief that unfavorable circumstances will occur in the future. We fear that our children will drop out of school, that we will be fired, that our spouse will file for divorce, or that events like bankruptcy will strike. Today we worry about one issue, and tomorrow about another. Life is not only filled with joy, but also contains inevitable challenges. Epictetus proposes a drastic approach. Imagine that everything you worry about has already happened. At that point, what could be worse? By thinking that your fears have already come true, you will no longer be haunted by uncertainty. Instead, you will develop a stronger mindset. This strategy helps you prepare to face any challenge with confidence and resilience. When you step into life with the mindset that you are ready for the worst, nothing can bring you down. you reduce anxiety and train yourself to grow stronger every day. Epictetus does not suggest thinking negatively, but rather preparing mentally for every possibility so that you are not caught off guard by difficulties. This does not mean we don't hope for the best. It means we don't let fear control our lives. Fear is merely a product of the mind when it focuses on things that have not yet happened. Once you are ready to accept the worst, everything else becomes much easier to handle. With a soul that is accustomed to hardship, you will become more resilient and unyielding. Keep walking with your head held high, for you are ready for anything. Principle number 3, embrace failure as an inevitable step toward growth. We often try to achieve the impossible to avoid being seen as fools. However, according to Epictetus's philosophy, one of the best things that can happen to you is to be regarded as a fool. Why? Because it is through failure and the courage to face it that you can truly improve yourself, both professionally and personally. Epictetus reminds us that overcoming obstacles is not the result of an instant reaction or mere luck, but the outcome of a long journey filled with trials and errors. It is these mistakes that serve as the tools to refine us, eliminating the factors that prevent us from reaching excellence. Don't fear failure, because only by accepting it can you get closer to true success. Failure is not the end, but an opportunity to learn and grow. Each time we stumble, we learn something new, helping us recognize our mistakes and make progress. Life is a long process of trial and adjustment, and those who know how to use failure as motivation will become more resilient, wiser, and ultimately achieve what they desire. Epictetus encourages us not only to accept failure, but to view it as a natural and necessary part of life. If you never fail, it means you haven't truly challenged yourself or pushed past your limits. Don't be afraid of being seen as a fool when you fail, because in those moments, you are learning how to develop and grow. As Epictetus points out, progress doesn't come from short-term successes, but from the long process of trial and failure. Once you realize that each mistake is an opportunity to improve, you will no longer fear failure. Instead, you will embrace it with a positive attitude, seeing it as a necessary step on the path to excellence. Remember, no one reaches greatness without facing failure. Even the greatest individuals have encountered painful failures, but from those failures, they found the strength to rise and become even better. So, instead of avoiding failure, prepare yourself to face it, because only through failure will you truly understand the path to success. Principle number 4, recognize the hidden risks of wealth. The wealth we desire often comes with traps that few can avoid. When we possess wealth, we don't just face the envy of others, but also internal changes that can corrupt our soul. Wealth not only brings comfort, but can also distort our values and beliefs. Those who seek to take advantage of us or pretend to be friends may appear, but more importantly, money has the ability to change who we are. When you possess what others crave, jealousy, greed, and arrogance can start to creep into your life. The moral values you once held dear may fade as you become consumed with protecting your assets and reputation. The fear of losing wealth can cause you to lose sight of your core values. Epictetus emphasizes that true wealth is not just in material possessions, but in the state of mind. When money controls your mind, you become its slave. Wealth can be a blessing if used wisely, but if you are not careful, it can become a curse. When money governs us, we gradually lose our freedom and become caught in the cycle of ambition and fear. This can lead us to forget precious values like honesty and kindness. Epictetus warns that to avoid being corrupted by wealth, we must maintain a strong spirit and not let money shake our inner values. True wealth does not lie in material possessions, but in a peaceful soul, one that is not swayed by power or temptation. Holding on to ethics and spiritual values is the only way to avoid being swept away by the dangerous current of wealth. Principle number 5. Don't cling to a single hope. Fortunately, we humans are born with diverse abilities and instincts, allowing us to adapt and thrive in various circumstances. This means there is no reason to place all our hope in a single dream. If we only pursue one goal and fail, the disappointment and despair can be utterly devastating. By putting all our hope into one thing, we create a psychological trap, making ourselves entirely dependent on its outcome. Epictetus encourages us to pursue many dreams and goals because by broadening the scope of our hopes, we significantly increase our chances of success. Diversifying our dreams not only helps us avoid disappointment when one doesn't come true, but it also opens up new opportunities, paths we might never have considered. Failure in one goal doesn't mean the end, but simply a step along the journey. And on that path, there will always be other opportunities to explore and conquer. Life, as Epictetus suggests, should not be limited to a single path. If we are too fixated on one dream, we may miss out on other opportunities that could bring us even greater happiness and success. Imagine life as a vast garden, with countless paths leading to different destinations. If one path is blocked, you can still choose another and discover treasures you never imagined. Clinging to a single hope not only limits our potential, but can also drain our patience and spirit. On the other hand, setting multiple goals helps us cultivate mental flexibility, adaptability, and fearlessness in the face of failure. Each dream, each goal, is an opportunity for us to grow, learn, and discover more about ourselves. Remember that life is not a race with only one winner. Everyone can have multiple paths leading to their own version of success. When you stop clinging to just one dream, you can move forward with freedom, confidence, and fearlessness. This not only increases your chances of achieving success, but also makes your journey more exciting and fulfilling. Principle number 6. Always remember that death is waiting at the end of the road. This is not advice meant to stir pessimism, but rather a reminder of an unavoidable truth. Death is the final destination of all our actions and efforts. When we acknowledge this, we begin to reconsider whether it's truly worth spending 20 years of our lives saving money for a house that, in the end, we cannot take with us. Being aware of death helps us live more consciously, with a greater appreciation for the value of time. Epictetus does not advise us to avoid life, but rather to live it fully by recognizing that the material things we accumulate will lose all meaning when death arrives. This doesn't mean abandoning ambition, but rather learning to prioritize what truly holds value in our brief lives. Death is not the enemy, but a teacher reminding us that time is finite. When we understand that life doesn't last forever, we begin to cherish what really matters: love, kindness, and meaningful contributions to society. These are the things that will endure, even when all material possessions are left behind. Keep in mind the constant reminder that death will come, not to instill fear, but to inspire you to live with focus and purpose. By doing so, your life will be richer, deeper, and worthy of every precious moment you have. Principle number 7. True wealth lies in a contented spirit. Epictetus, with his Stoic philosophy, had a unique view of happiness. This is evident in one of his famous quotes: "The wise person is not one who worries about what they don't have, but one who rejoices in what they do have." This is not just a simple thought, but valuable advice on how to stop feeling miserable over what isn't yet ours. In life, we are often consumed by what we lack, the goals we haven't achieved, and the dreams still left unfulfilled. But when we focus on scarcity, we lose the precious moments that could be spent being grateful for what we already have. Instead of drowning in sorrow over unattained wealth, learn to appreciate what you have accomplished. No matter how small, it is the result of your efforts and deserves to be celebrated. Epictetus reminds us that happiness is not something that only comes when you achieve everything you want, but the ability to recognize and feel abundance in the simplest things you already possess. When we stop comparing ourselves to others, when we step out of the vicious cycle of ambition and envy, we will see that our lives are much richer than what our eyes can perceive. In simple moments, like enjoying a good meal, a warm evening with family, or the peace of waking up each morning, we can find true wealth. Material things, no matter how much we accumulate, can never replace the sense of contentment within. And it is this contentment that is the real measure of wealth. When we keep chasing after what we don't yet have, we not only lose the present moment, but also diminish the value of what we've already achieved. The truly wealthy person is not the one who owns the most, but the one who appreciates and is satisfied with what they have. Inner contentment brings lasting peace and happiness, something no material possession can ever buy. Stop and think. Is it really worth wasting the moments of happiness in life over what we don't have? Be grateful and savor what the present has to offer. When you do, you'll realize that you are far wealthier than you ever imagined. Principle number 8. Bring humility into your life. If you truly want to learn, the most important thing is to admit that you don't know as much as you think. Epictetus taught, "Relearn what you think you already know." Humility opens the door to deeper knowledge. Only when we let go of pride in our current knowledge can we embrace new things. Living with the arrogance of knowledge distances us from true wisdom. Complacency is the greatest barrier to personal growth. Epictetus encourages us to approach everything with the eyes of a child, always curious and eager to learn. A child isn't afraid to admit they don't know, and that's exactly why they never stop learning. Imagine yourself as a cup. If your cup is already full, there's no room for anything new. But if you keep your cup ready to receive more, you will continue to learn and grow. When we live with humility, both our mind and spirit expand. You'll realize that true knowledge comes from continually seeking, challenging yourself, and accepting that there's always more to understand. Learning never ends, and humility is the key to maintaining the drive to move forward. Humility isn't about lowering yourself, it's about recognizing that there is always something to learn and improve upon. A humble attitude not only helps you grow intellectually, but also builds better relationships. A humble person listens, learns from others, and becomes wiser with each passing day. Epictetus reminds us that only when we admit we don't know can we access true understanding. Arrogance creates walls, while humility is the bridge that leads to genuine knowledge. It's the approach of those who remain curious and never stop learning. So, if you want to go further on your journey of knowledge, learn to be humble. Never stop learning and never think that you know it all. It is through humility that you will find the strength to keep growing and improving yourself. Principle number 9. Guilt is synonymous with a plague. Narrow-minded people often blame others. Ordinary people blame themselves. But wise individuals see all guilt as foolishness. Epictetus, through one of his famous quotes, paved the way for a new approach to guilt. Today, therapists view guilt as an emotion that should be eradicated from our lives. According to Epictetus, the only way to win the battle against guilt is to refuse to participate in it. Guilt is an easy path. When we blame others or ourselves, we unintentionally avoid the real responsibility we should bear, the responsibility to correct the mistake. This offers a temporary sense of relief, but never addresses the root of the problem. Therefore, guilt becomes a temptation that's hard to resist, because it provides us with an escape from responsibility. However, those with strong determination, who refuse to surrender to the temptation of guilt, are the ones who truly make progress. They don't avoid responsibility. Instead, they face it, take ownership of their actions, and work to make things right. Avoiding guilt doesn't mean ignoring mistakes, but rather focusing on improvement and progress instead of wallowing in self-blame. The key difference between ordinary people and wise ones lies in how they handle mistakes. Wise individuals don't see guilt as a solution, but as an obstacle that prevents them from moving forward. They understand that dwelling in guilt not only doesn't help, but also paralyzes them from making important decisions and taking necessary actions. Rather than blaming themselves or others, they focus on finding proactive solutions. In life, failure and mistakes are inevitable. Instead of clinging to guilt, we need to focus on action and change. Self-blame and guilt never bring solutions. They only add more weight to the soul. When we refuse to engage in the game of guilt, we open up a new path, the path of responsibility and taking action to improve. Epictetus teaches that only those with real resolve and determination to overcome challenges can avoid the temptation of guilt and keep moving forward. They aren't afraid to confront their mistakes because they know that only by acknowledging and taking responsibility can they truly grow. Avoiding guilt doesn't mean denying mistakes, but rather facing them honestly and learning from them. So, don't let guilt become a barrier on your path to progress. Instead of wasting time and energy on blaming, focus on fixing and improving. What matters isn't that you made a mistake, but how you learned and moved forward from it. Principle number 10, surround yourself with successful people. When someone sneezes, our natural reaction is to quickly distance ourselves to avoid catching an illness. However, we aren't always as cautious when it comes to exposing ourselves to the most dangerous infection of all, negative influences from those around us. Epictetus advised that we should surround ourselves with people who push us to give our best, because the attitudes and behaviors of others have a profound effect on our spirit. There are people whose mere presence drains your energy and turns your day gloomy. On the other hand, there are those who bring joy, optimism, and positive energy, leaving you feeling inspired and full of life. Therefore, choosing whom you associate with is a crucial decision that can help you maximize your potential. Truly successful people aren't just those with wealth or fame, but those with a positive mindset who know how to share and inspire. They are the ones who lift your spirit and help you become the best version of yourself. Not everyone brings good into your life. There are people who make you lose confidence, hope, and joy. These individuals are the poison you should avoid because they drain the positive energy you need to grow. Epictetus emphasizes the importance of being wise in selecting the people you associate with. Positive people will help you overcome challenges and move toward success. Conversely, keep your distance from those who cast a shadow over your life. Your environment and the people you choose to surround yourself with have a powerful impact on your personal development. Congratulations on making it more than halfway through the video. You're working to become a better version of yourself, and that's wonderful. If you find something useful or inspiring in this video, feel free to hit the subscribe button and give us a thumbs up. We'd love to hear your thoughts, even just a quick keep it up, in the comments. Principle number 11. Never forget that your reactions shape your destiny. Our reactions to life's events are not just immediate responses, but they are the determining factors of success or failure. Epictetus was very clear when he said that we cannot choose what happens to us, but we can fully control how we respond. Misfortune can strike anyone, but it's how you react that makes the difference from that point onward. In life, some people, when faced with challenges such as divorce, will drown in despair and see themselves as victims. But for Epictetus, such situations are golden opportunities to embark on a journey of self-awareness, to discover oneself, and to learn how to grow stronger after adversity. He reminds us that life isn't about what happens to us, but rather what we do with those events. Every situation in life, whether good or bad, holds a lesson and an opportunity for progress. Our reactions to adversity not only shape our destiny, but also reflect our spirit and resilience. If we allow misfortune to dominate our mind and actions, we will be swept into a spiral of negativity. However, if we manage our emotions, calmly face difficulties, and learn from them, we can transform adversity into motivation to rise above. Epictetus advises us to always remember, your reactions are the key that unlocks the path to either success or failure. Every challenge can become an opportunity if we know how to handle it. Facing hardships with calmness and resolve not only helps us overcome them, but also makes us grow stronger. What matters is not what happens, but how you act, how you turn a bad situation into a lesson and an opportunity to change yourself. Life is full of unexpected events, from career failures to broken relationships to financial struggles. But rather than reacting negatively or seeing yourself as a victim, recognize that these are inevitable parts of life that we all must face. You may not control everything, but you can control how you handle it. When you realize that every reaction has the potential to shape your destiny, you will understand that calmness and self-control are the most important factors. Your reaction not only affects the immediate outcome, but also shapes your long-term path. A person who knows how to control their emotions and actions in difficult situations will be the one who rises above and succeeds in any circumstance. Remember, life is not about the sequence of events, but how we react to those events. You have the power to choose how you live, and calmness and determination will help you overcome any challenge, turning adversity into a stepping stone toward progress. Principle number 12. Always fulfill your duty. Each of us has an important role in society and in this world. Just like the sun does not need praise or admiration to rise every morning, yet it steadfastly performs its duty day after day. Nature's operations never stop just because there is a lack of applause, and we humans are no different. We all have responsibilities and duties that we must fulfill. If we only act when someone praises or motivates us, we are failing not only ourselves, but also the society we belong to. Life isn't always bright and filled with roses, but it is our duty that moves everything in a positive direction. When we realize our responsibilities and understand that others depend on the completion of that work, we must carry it out without waiting for any reminders or praise. Duty is not a burden. It's a moral obligation, a commitment that helps us maintain harmony in society and create value for ourselves. Just like every part of the cosmic machine must function to keep everything running smoothly, each of us plays an essential role in maintaining the balance of the world around us. If everyone waited for rewards before acting, society would come to a standstill, and our responsibilities would become meaningless. Therefore, fulfilling our duty is not just for recognition, but to meet the expectations of those around us and ourselves. Epictetus encourages us to work not for praise or reward, but out of a sense of responsibility and self-respect. Our duties help maintain social order and make us better, stronger, and more reliable individuals. Fulfilling your duties isn't just about completing daily tasks. It's an affirmation of personal value, contributing to the bigger picture of society and the world. Rewards and praise may provide temporary motivation, but they are not sustainable. What is truly lasting is the sense of fulfillment and pride in knowing that you have completed your duty without needing outside recognition. It's the self-discipline and commitment to responsibility that will lead you to long-term success and happiness. So always remember that our responsibilities are an essential part of society's functioning. Be self-disciplined and proactive in completing your work, without waiting for reminders or praise. When you know you've done your best and fulfilled your duties, that is the greatest reward you can receive: pride and respect from yourself. Principle number 13. Do not hate those who hate you, just ignore them. In life, it's inevitable to encounter people who criticize, despise, or even discriminate against us. However, instead of dwelling on and responding to that hatred, we should learn to dismiss and ignore them. You are much bigger and far superior to such people. Hating them back only drains your energy and mind, pulling you into unnecessary negativity. Those people are not even worthy of occupying your thoughts, let alone consuming your precious time and energy. Epictetus advises us, do not let yourself be caught in the spiral of hatred. The person who harms you is merely background noise in your life. They cannot destroy you unless you allow it. Responding to them not only wastes your time, but also gives them an advantage, those who seek to drag you down from the position you deserve. Remember, that noise is just a pitiful attempt to hurt you. The wisest response is to ignore them, master your emotions, and maintain your inner peace. We often spend too much time thinking about those who hurt us, but the more we do, the weaker we become. Instead of letting hatred control you, choose the higher path. When you ignore baseless criticism, you not only protect your soul from stress and sadness, but also demonstrate your mental strength. You show that you are not easily swayed by external forces and that you are in complete control of your life. Hatred, envy, and discriminatory behavior from others are inevitable in a complex society. But instead of letting these things affect you, learn to brush them off and carry on with your life. This doesn't mean you're weak or ignoring injustices, but rather that you understand there's no reason to waste valuable energy on things that don't matter. When you ignore those who hate you, you've already risen above them, because you've chosen not to let them have power over your emotions and mental well-being. Reserve your mind for positive things, for goals, and for people who are worth it. Every moment spent on hatred is a moment lost where you could be growing, loving, and living a fuller life. Instead of being drawn into a cycle of hatred, build yourself a strong shield so that you are not harmed by harsh words or petty actions. As Epictetus taught, you do not need to fear those who try to harm you because they have no real power over you. Ignore them, and in doing so, you become immune to their negative influence. Your calmness is your greatest weapon, allowing you to rise above all hatred without losing your peace of mind. Principle number 14. Bet on simplicity. Why choose to live a simple life when we can surround ourselves with luxury? The answer is quite logical. Wealth doesn't sustain itself, but requires a great deal of commitment and energy. Luxuries don't just drain financial resources, they also exhaust the spirit. On the other hand, a simple lifestyle helps us eliminate the invisible pressures of worrying about bills, loans, or credit cards, offering true freedom. Freedom from the burden of accumulation and never-ending material needs. Epictetus reminds us that the more we chase after extravagance, the more likely we are to lose our way. True wealth lies not in money, but in the ability to find joy in simplicity. When you live simply, you're no longer bound by societal expectations or the need to compare yourself to others. Instead, you focus on what truly matters, such as love, health, and personal growth. Simplicity doesn't mean giving up everything. It is a wise choice that frees us from unnecessary burdens. Happiness comes from needing less, not having more. The freedom that a simple life offers is an invaluable gift that no material wealth can replace. Imagine a life unburdened by bills or financial pressures. A simple lifestyle alleviates stress and creates space to focus on higher values. With less worry and more joy, you'll find life to be both happier and more meaningful. Simplicity not only saves money, but also brings mental balance, creating room for the true values in life. Principle number 15. When you let others' opinions bother you, you're giving them control of your life. When you let someone's remarks or attitude make you angry, you've handed over control of your life to them. Anyone who can make you angry becomes your master. However, they can only do that if you allow yourself to be affected by them. Epictetus reminds us that we all have many emotional keys, and those who make you angry are the ones holding the key to your emotional downfall, a key you've unknowingly given them. The solution is simple: build a mental barrier and don't let others' words or attitudes affect you. Everyone is responsible for what they say, but no one has the right to decide your emotions unless you allow it. This doesn't mean being indifferent to everything, but rather taking control of your life, maintaining your calm no matter the situation. Epictetus teaches that only when you permit it can others have an impact on you. When you choose not to let others hurt you, you not only protect your mind, but also free yourself from their control. Self-control allows you to focus on what truly matters, your values, goals, and the joys of life. The key here is self-mastery. Every time you choose not to get angry, you're winning the battle of self-control. Don't let someone's negative words or actions ruin your day. Establish a mental shield, maintain your calm, and in doing so, you will grow stronger and more liberated. Principle number 16. Friendship is more important than wealth. True wealth does not lie in material possessions, but in the genuine friendships we build throughout our lives. Wealth can be lost, but true friends will always stand by your side, supporting and uplifting you when everything else slips away. Friendship is not only about companionship during joyful times, but also a source of comfort and motivation when facing difficulties. In modern society, many people get caught up in the race to make money, forgetting the value of human relationships. Epictetus reminds us that while wealth can provide a comfortable life, it is true friendship that helps us endure the most challenging moments. When assets diminish, true friends remain by your side, offering support through affection and empathy. Building genuine friendships is a long-term investment that brings sustainable and priceless value. A good friend doesn't just share your joys and sorrows, but also provides help when you need it the most. They are someone you can trust in all situations, especially when times are tough. Instead of focusing too much on accumulating wealth, take time to nurture genuine friendships. This is an investment that not only benefits you, but also enriches your spirit. By cherishing and cultivating friendships, you build a powerful resource to help you overcome any challenges. True friendship is a valuable asset that cannot be bought with money. It is built on trust and loyalty, serving as a steadfast support through the ups and downs of life. And when material wealth fades, it is the sincere friendships you have that will be your most treasured and appreciated possession. Principle number 17. Always seek the benefit in every situation. Epictetus taught that no matter what happens, you always have the choice to turn it into an opportunity. This is not just advice, but a duty that we must carry out. Life isn't always smooth, but it is precisely in adversity that, if you look closely, you will find valuable lessons. Imagine going to work one day and learning that you are about to be laid off. Instead of falling into despair, you can choose to turn it into an opportunity to start a business or pursue a passion. Challenges that seem insurmountable often open new doors, helping you go further on your path. Epictetus insists that finding the positive in adversity isn't optional. It's a responsibility. Only when you focus on the positives can you turn difficulties into motivation for progress. Life constantly tests our adaptability, and how you face challenges will determine how far you go. When you face a tough situation, instead of complaining, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? This mindset will change how you see life, and over time will accumulate into a series of small successes that help you achieve bigger goals. Life is a series of unpredictable events, but you can control how you react. Turn every situation into an opportunity to become stronger and wiser. When you develop the habit of seeking the benefit in every circumstance, you will build a resilient spirit that won't easily be defeated. In the end, How you face adversity will determine who you become. A person who crumbles in the face of hardship, or someone who rises from every failure and continues moving forward. Principle number 18. Focus on what you can control. One of the most valuable lessons Epictetus gives us is this: you can control your thoughts, but you cannot control how others judge you. You can have the enthusiasm and the desire to pursue success, but you cannot control the amount of wealth you accumulate or the level of success you achieve. So, why worry and get frustrated over things you cannot change? It's like deciding to waste your own time. According to Epictetus's philosophy, we are encouraged to nurture and develop the values we can influence. But at the same time, we must learn to let go of things beyond our control and let fate take care of them. Worrying about what you cannot control is not only futile, but also weakens your spirit, draining your energy and focus from what you can truly control and change. You can control your thoughts, actions and responses to situations, but you cannot force the world to bend to your will. Life doesn't always follow the plans we set, and worrying about things beyond your reach only hinders your progress. Instead, focus on what you can change: your habits, values, and how you respond to challenges. These are the factors that truly bring peace and lasting success. Stoic philosophy does not allow us to dream of far-fetched things or imagine unrealistic scenarios. On the contrary, it encourages us to live practically, to be aware of our limitations, and to focus on applying what we have learned to move forward. Learning to let go of things that cannot be changed is not a passive act. It is a wise choice to protect our minds and dedicate our valuable time to things that truly matter. Imagine you are holding a bag of wind, trying to keep it from blowing away. That effort is not only futile, but also exhausting, causing you to miss the opportunity to enjoy other aspects of life. Letting go does not mean failure. It means accepting that some things are beyond our control and learning to live with them without letting them dictate our emotions or actions. Epictetus teaches that instead of spending time worrying and fretting over things we cannot change, we should focus on self-discipline, mental development, and building our personal values. This is how you truly take control of your life. Let fate handle what belongs to it, and you will find peace by focusing only on what you can control and do well. Life will always bring unexpected challenges, but if you can accept and let go of what cannot be changed, you will find true freedom. Rather than fantasizing about distant dreams, take the time to act and improve your life starting today. Strength and resilience will help you overcome any challenge, not by controlling everything, but by mastering yourself. Thank you for joining Philosophic Stoic today. If you found value in this video, feel free to subscribe, leave a like, or simply type "keep it up" in the comments. Your support helps us create more content that you'll love. We appreciate having you as part of our community. Until next time, stay wise and serene. Have a great day.